Thank you for attending the Student Organization Summit, and we hope you enjoy the following session. If you're viewing this workshop after the live premiere, make sure to visit our YouTube channel or official website to see an archive of all past discussions and workshops. And now, on to your presentation.
Hello, and welcome to Tipping the Scale, Finding Balance Between Leadership and Self-Care. My name is Kollin Fitzpatrick, and I'm the Assistant Director for Health and Wellness at Delta Gamma Executive Offices. My pronouns are he, him, his. So today I'm going to be talking about, just as the presentation title alludes to, is directed towards student leaders and how you're able to balance taking care of yourself as a college student, as well as all of the different leadership responsibilities that you may have in your life. Keep in mind too that this presentation is from the lens of a fraternity or sorority member, based on like my professional experiences as a past campus-based professional advisor, and now a fraternity headquarters professional in the health and wellness sphere. So other pieces of this are specifically really applicable to all student orgs, but the direct messages that I'm going to be sharing are potentially and are from fraternity and sorority leaders. So as a student leader, your to-do list is probably incredibly long. You have council delegation, executive board meetings, agendas to create. Your leadership consultant is in town. You have a meeting with your fraternity and sorority advisor. You have a dance marathon committee meeting, a philosophy midterm. You are an RA and you work your front desk. You have to complete an 8-page paper, prepare for your weekly chapter meeting. Oh, and there you go. You have to attend a sober monitor training in the evening on Monday. And then your headquarters is sending the alcohol skills training program to your campus as well. So there's a lot of general responsibilities that student leaders have. So not just fraternity and sorority members, but if you are heavily involved on campus, or you're an orientation leader, an RA, work in admissions, have a job on the side, there's a lot of things going on in your life. So kind of finding that balance can be pretty difficult. So as a student leader, you have a ton of other identities as well that kind of come into play. You could be a girlfriend, a committee member, an employee, an RA, orientation leader. You could be a sibling, a friend, volunteer, president of an organization, a significant other, a son, an advocate, a student, a council member. And having all of those different identities and so many responsibilities pulling you in all sorts of different directions, you might be pretty overwhelmed. And you may want to know, how do you balance them all? So that's what we're going to jump into in order to kind of figure out some specific ways for you as a student leader, how to balance your responsibilities while taking care of yourself. And the first kind of concept that I want to discuss within self-care is the spheres of control. So we're going to start from the largest outermost circle and work our way inward to kind of understand what we can directly control in our lives and how we can influence the different parts of our self-care and our different responsibilities. So in that outward, or that largest sphere, is the sphere of concern. So these are all of the things that we are aware of in our life that have an impact on us or of which we have interest. And this could be national politics. This could be local politics. This could be friendships, an organization that you're in, or things just in general in your life that you have a level of awareness of that impact you. Moving a little bit more inward is the sphere of influence. So out of all of those things in your sphere of concern that are of concern to you in general, what can you influence, or what can be influenced through your work and your relationships? So things that you might have influence on is when the t-shirt design committee is going to meet, or you have influence on what time you and your significant other are going to grab coffee before class. So there's different parts of your life that you have influence on. So all of the things in your sphere of concern don't necessarily make their way into your sphere of influence or what you have the ability to do or influence or change. And then finally, we get into the final circle, which is your sphere of control. And this is what you can directly control. So I want you to take a moment, and you can pause the video, and I want you to first think of and make a list of all of the things in your sphere of concern. And then I want you to take some of those items from your sphere of concern and move them into your sphere of influence. So these are things that you actually have influence on through the work that you do or your relationships. And then I want you to take what you think from that list you have the ultimate and final exact control over. So again, go ahead and pause and kind of write those things down. And now that you've had some time to kind of create that list and, kind of process of elimination, kind of move down to that sphere of control, here's the tea. The only thing that you can control is yourself. Your actions, what you do, your time, those are things that only you can control, which is truly yourself. So now we're going to talk about how you can leverage that sphere of control and your actions and the things that you do in order to take care of yourself in all of your identities, in order to make sure you are mentally healthy and well and performing at your best. So the first kind of strategy is that you need to build your support network. So you have control over who you want to be in your support network. This could be, say you're the president or a VP or have a leadership position in your organization. So your executive board can be a support network. They can be a sounding board in your role. They can be someone that you delegate pieces of your job to. Your fraternity and sorority advisor or your student life advisor. That's somebody who can be in your corner and really help and advise you to work through problems and grow as an individual and a leader. Specific campus resources. I highly encourage that you make sure that you're utilizing all the mental health services that your campus offers. Next is your friends or your significant others. Again, you control who you put in your support network. So if you want to talk to your significant other about things that you don't want to talk to your friends about, that's your choice. That's something that you have control over in creating your support network and who is helping you out with different areas of your life or different identities that you have. You can utilize your network of other chapter presidents or other organization presidents or council executive board members or people within your specific student life community. That can be a support network for you. You can utilize your parents or family. And then again, like I mentioned, with this being more of a specific fraternity or sorority life focus, you can, have your big, your little, your special, or any other special relationship that you have with members of your fraternity or sorority in your support network. The next strategy we're going to talk about that you have control over is what you eat and what you put into your body to nourish it. So making sure that you focus on, filling your body with healthy and nutritious food in order to have the energy that you need in order to fulfill all your responsibilities. Sometimes you really need to, as they say on Parks and Recreation, treat yourself. And sometimes you've worked really, really hard and you want to reward yourself with that chocolate brownie from Starbucks. Or it's Friday and you had a really long, tough week and you want to get some pizza. Meal prepping is also a really great way as well to take control over and nourish your body. So, taking some time out of your weekend or a specific day in order to make all your meals for the week, so you don't have to waste time or think about or cooking multiple times a week. I do, and I will say this now and forever for the rest of my life, coffee is not a meal replacement. Coffee is not a meal replacement. Coffee might give you that caffeine boost of energy that you need, but you're not nourishing your body with anything that you need in order to maintain a healthier, active lifestyle. Next is scheduling a time to eat between all of your classes and responsibilities, or even if you're a full-time professional, putting that 30-minute to an hour block on your calendar for lunch, keeping that sacred. Like, make sure that you take time to eat, get a snack, sit down, close your laptop, and actually, take some time to self-reflect and eat. And truly only eating out when you have to. It's definitely not a great way to take care of yourself financially or physically if you are, regularly getting McDonald's or Jimmy John's or eating out for every single or most of your meals. Not only is your bank account going to be angry with you, but your body will also become very angry with you for making those choices as well. Next is being really intentional about scheduling relaxation. So a lot of people I know like to do this very early in the morning when they wake up, or maybe later in the afternoon when they're done with classes, or before they go to bed. So meditating or practicing calming techniques, those can be helpful to be used throughout the day or at certain points of the day. Just like with eating a meal, putting that specific time in your day that becomes sacred self-care time. Taking a coffee break if you need a little bit of an additional energizer. Again, it's not a meal, but it's something that can, if you really enjoy coffee and how it makes you feel, definitely participate in that. Reading for fun. I know it's really difficult while you're in grad school or in undergrad because you potentially are reading a lot for your courses, but sometimes taking some time to actually read something that you enjoy, whether that be a nonfiction book or a blog that you enjoy. Taking a Netflix break. And I mean, now there's a million platforms, so taking some time to watch an episode of Schitt's Creek or RuPaul's Drag Race or any of your favorite TV shows that are available at your fingertips through streaming platforms. Taking a 30-minute nap. I know this was my all-time favorite thing that I scheduled in college when I had a nice time after I was able to eat lunch before some of my evening classes. I definitely made sure that I would lay down in my dorm room and take an additional or a little bit of a nap in order to, re-energize for the rest of the day. And then schedule your bedtime. A lot of phones have the ability for you to set what you would like your bedtime to be in order for them to notify you of when you need to start getting ready for bed. And staying strict to that as well, even if you are not tired. Scheduling your bedtime will help get you in a routine and help get your body ready for the rest that it needs. Next is exercising. So taking care of your body in that way. When you're stressed or have potentially maybe not been eating well or different things, incorporating exercise into your day is a really great way for self-care and a way to clear your mind and take care of yourself. You can go for a run, you can go to the gym, and physical does not always mean necessarily moving your body. You may want to, do a crossword puzzle or play some Sudoku in order to clear your mind and exercise your brain in a different way. Finding a friend or a buddy to go to the gym with is definitely a really great way to, hold yourself accountable, as well as, add kind of hit two birds with one stone per se, with some social interaction on top of exercising. Making sure you stay hydrated and drink a lot of water throughout the day. So really putting those reusable water bottles to use. And also, as I've talked about with relaxation or lunches, staying strict and making sure you have a workout schedule. I mean, you don't need to necessarily overexert yourself, but making sure that maybe even 2 or so times a week that you find some specific days or times where you're able to work out and take care of yourself. The next strategy is getting organized. I promise you, the more organized you become in your life, um, the less stress or the less worry, and it's scientifically proven as well, the effect that getting organized or being organized has on individuals' mental health. So it is an act of self-care by getting organized. So utilizing your Outlook account, if that's the email platform of your campus, or Gmail, or any of those calendar applications, creating to-do lists, whether that be a daily to-do list of goals, a weekly, monthly, any of those things are a great way to help you feel like you accomplished something and motivate you to keep going. Goal setting as well, that can also be daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Goal setting is a really great way to keep you motivated and keep your mind in the right headspace of knowing what the final outcome of your hard work is going to be. Utilizing like a weekly or monthly prioritization. So if there's different assignments or projects or programs that you are creating for your student organization, really kind of taking some time to sit down and map out all of the things that you need to accomplish and how you're going to prioritize what's the most important. Because truly, as a college student, your academics should be at the top of your list. So prioritizing those over your student leadership opportunities or things of that nature, as well as prioritizing your family and friends high up on your list. Utilizing any and all technology. There are so many different free, or if you're willing to invest money in, applications to help you get organized. And something else that also is scientifically proven to help keep yourself in the right headspace is keeping your personal space and your items free of clutter. So making sure that you are doing the dishes, tidying your bed, making your personal space comfortable, clean, and free of clutter is a really great way to put yourself in the right mindset or headspace. And also, you just have to do what works for you. I mean, some people may enjoy living in organized chaos. Some people may really only want coffee for breakfast or different things like that. So making sure that you're doing what works for you, and you know yourself and your own body and your own mind better than anyone else. So doing what's appropriate and healthy to take care of that and keep you in a state of great well-being. All right, so now that we've kind of discussed these 5 different areas or strategies that you can use, and I'll kind of go back and go through them one by one, I want you to set some goals. So I'm going to review the 5 strategies again, and I want you to set one self-care goal for each of the 5 strategies of how you're going to incorporate those different things into your daily or weekly lives in order to really tip that scale towards taking care of yourself. So creating a self-care goal for building your support network or utilizing your support network, eating a good meal or taking care of yourself and nourishing your body, how you're going to schedule relaxation into your day, how and when you're going to exercise or physically move your body or utilize your brain, and then a way that you can get organized, whether that be something small of I won't go to bed without doing the dishes or something like that. So go ahead and give the screen a pause and give your time to create some of those goals for yourself. And now that you've had some time to create some goals, hang those up in your dorm room. If you're a full-time professional, hang them up in your office. Hold yourself accountable to them. Show your friends, your family, your colleagues, have people check in on you to make sure that you are truly taking care of yourself. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to fill yours first. Another example, like they say on planes, is you have to put the oxygen mask over your own face before you can do so for others. In order for you to be able to give back as a student leader, to give back as a volunteer or a significant other or a friend, you have to take care of yourself. And truly, you set the example for your chapter members, your friends, your colleagues, your other student org members. Being, the beacon of self-care can really encourage other people to make the necessary changes in their life in order to take better care of themselves. Again, if you have any questions, you can contact me at colin.fitzpatrick@gmail.com or through social media. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this presentation. To see other presentations, workshops, and discussions, feel free to utilize our YouTube channel or official website.